Understanding the subtle, unspoken ways women show their physical attraction to you can change everything. Most guys walk right past these signals, blind to the opportunities they're missing. Women don't come out and say, "I want you." Their desire is written in how they touch, move, and look at you. In this guide, we'll break down the magnetic body language and flirtatious cues that reveal she's drawn to you on a primal level. Let's get started. Sign 1, the bedroom eyes. Her gaze holds yours, and it's not the polite, fleeting look you'd get during small talk. This one lingers, heavy-lidded. Her eyes seem to drink you in. She might blink slowly, almost deliberately, or you may notice her pupils slightly dilated. Even in normal light, that's biology kicking in. Her brain is releasing dopamine, and her body is doing everything it can to keep your attention. And there's more. Watch for the subtle flicker of her gaze. If her eyes drop momentarily to your mouth and then climb back to meet yours, she's not just looking, she's imagining. Imagine what it would feel like if that space between you disappeared. Pay attention, her eyes are telling you everything. It's not just her gaze that gives her away. Watch for other micro-expressions that amplify the message. A slight raising of her eyebrows when she looks at you, a universal sign of intrigue, or the slow, almost teasing way her gaze trails over your face like she's studying you. These aren't casual moves. They're deliberate, even if she doesn't realize it. Sign 2, lingering physical touch. There's a difference between a friendly touch and one that lingers just a second too long. When a woman is drawn to you sexually, she'll find excuses to bridge the gap. Maybe it's brushing a speck of lint off your shoulder or placing her hand on your forearm during a laugh. Here's the thing, those touches aren't accidental. They're calculated. She's testing the waters, gauging your reaction, and sending a clear message that she's comfortable with physical closeness. Even more telling, she might let her fingertips glide a little as she pulls away. That lingering moment, barely noticeable to the untrained eye, is her body whispering what her words won't say. And it doesn't stop there. Pay attention to how often she initiates physical contact. If she's finding ways to touch you repeatedly, whether it's a playful nudge or a quick squeeze on your arm, it's a clear escalation. Every touch is like a stepping stone toward greater intimacy. Here's where things get even more revealing. Most guys overlook this one entirely, and it's a mistake you don't want to make. Sign 3, the leg cross with directionality. Now, this one's subtle but powerful. Imagine you're sitting across from her, and she crosses her legs. Which way are they pointing? The direction her crossed leg faces is a nonverbal cue. If her legs are angled toward you, it's a subconscious signal that she's focused on you and feels a magnetic pull in your direction. This body language shows where her attention and interest lie. It's an instinctive act, not a calculated one, but it speaks volumes. Combine this with her other cues, her gaze, her touch, and the message becomes crystal clear. Understanding these signs is like unlocking a secret language of attraction. Women communicate so much without saying a word. By paying close attention to the way she looks, moves, and touches, you'll recognize when she's drawn to you in ways most men miss. From her body language, the way she crosses her legs is revealing. If the top leg points toward you, almost like a compass, that's no coincidence. When a woman is sexually attracted to a man, her body naturally aligns with her focus. The direction her knees and toes point can subtly reveal where her attention lies. But it doesn't stop there. If she adjusts her position frequently, uncrossing, recrossing, or shifting to reveal more of her inner thigh, she's not just getting comfortable. She's inviting you to notice her legs, a classic display of femininity and attraction. Let's not forget the slight movements that can amplify this signal. She might swing her foot slowly or dangle her shoe, creating a rhythmic motion designed to draw your eye. Her body is speaking a language as old as time, the language of seduction. Sign 4, lip emphasis. Her lips, whether intentionally or not, become the star of the show. She might bite them gently, wet them with a quick flick of her tongue, or even touch them with her fingers. This isn't a random nervous habit. It's a signal deeply hardwired into our biology. The lips are one of the most sensual parts of the body, and highlighting them naturally draws your eyes exactly where she wants them to go. Here's the kicker. She might not even realize she's doing it. These gestures often happen unconsciously. When a woman feels aroused, her body takes over, sending silent cues that are impossible to fake. If you're paying attention, you'll notice her lips doing all the talking, even if her words remain innocent. Watch how her lips interact with the rest of her body language. If she pairs a gentle lip bite with a sly smile or lets her fingers graze her mouth while maintaining eye contact, that's not subtle. It's a bold move cloaked in delicacy. It's her way of saying she's thinking about intimacy without saying a word. Sign 5, the deep lean in. Pay close attention. This is one of the strongest signals she's physically attracted to you. Personal space is a big deal, except when she's drawn to you. If she leans in close, even when she doesn't need to, it's a clear indicator of attraction. Imagine you're at a loud bar, and instead of speaking louder, she shifts her body to bridge the gap between you. It's more than just convenience, it's intimacy. It's not just about proximity. It's also about how she positions herself. She might angle her shoulders toward you, let her hair fall to one side, or place a hand on the table near yours. This closeness creates an invisible bubble where it's just you and her. It's deliberate, magnetic, and her way of inviting you in, both physically and emotionally. When she leans in, pay attention to the rest of her body. Are her hips subtly angling toward you? Does her posture remain open and unguarded? These clues go beyond simple interest. They signal that she's letting her guard down, inviting connection on every level. Sign 6, fidgeting with jewelry or clothes near her chest. This classic sign is all about where her hands go. If she fidgets with a necklace, adjusts her neckline, or smooths her blouse near her chest, it's more than just a nervous habit. It's a subconscious way of drawing your attention to her upper body, a region often associated with sensuality and attraction. Her hands subtly highlight an area she instinctively knows will capture your interest. If this gesture is paired with other cues, like leaning in closer, a soft smile, or steady eye contact, it's an even stronger sign she's drawn to you. These subtle movements might seem innocent at first glance, but they carry a deeper meaning. Her body is sending a message, inviting your attention without a single word spoken. If you tune in, you'll recognize the signs for what they truly are, a language of attraction as old as human connection. Pay close attention to her collarbone, neck, or chest. If she adjusts a necklace, smooths the fabric of her top, or absent-mindedly touches the edge of her collar, don't think for a second it's just about comfort. These actions are designed to highlight some of the most sensual parts of her body. Think about it, the neck and chest are intimate areas. When she exposes them more, perhaps by leaning forward slightly or tilting her head back, it's a subconscious way of inviting your gaze. If her movements are deliberate and repetitive, like playing with her pendant or lightly stroking her collarbone, it's no accident. Her body is showcasing itself, asking for attention without words. The next time you notice this, take stock of the context. Is she doing it while looking at you or during a lull in the conversation? The answer tells you everything. Sign 7, the open posture. Closed body language, crossed arms or hunched shoulders, signals disinterest or discomfort. But when she's sexually drawn to you, her body opens up. Literally, her arms will rest at her sides or lightly on the table. Her posture will straighten. Her chest will slightly push forward, and she'll angle herself toward you. This openness is an invitation, a way of showing trust and receptivity. She's creating a pathway, both emotionally and physically. The subtleties matter here. Watch for how she holds her space. If she's leaning back confidently but still keeping her body angled toward you, it's a sign of control mixed with attraction. She's signaling that she's in charge of her desire and is inviting you into her orbit. If she pairs this with soft, fluid movements, like lightly brushing her hair back or turning her head toward you with a slow smile, the message becomes undeniable. Sign 8, exposing the inner thighs. Here's one that most men completely miss. When a woman sits in a way that reveals the inner part of her thighs, whether through crossed legs that shift slightly apart or a deliberate change in position, it's a powerful sign of attraction. The inner thighs are a deeply sensual zone, and exposing them isn't casual. It's her body's way of sending a primal message, inviting attention without needing to speak. If she angles her legs toward you and shifts subtly to make sure you notice, the signal becomes even stronger. Pay attention to how often she adjusts her position. Is it frequent? Does it seem unnecessary? That's not restlessness, it's a deliberate act. If she pairs this with glances, smiles, or playful touches, it's a clear green light. Sign 9, the neck display. There's something inherently captivating about the neck, a place of vulnerability and sensuality. When a woman tilts her head to the side, exposing the soft curve of her neck, she's signaling both trust and attraction. It's one of the oldest, most primal displays of interest, rooted in our evolutionary instincts. But it's not just about tilting her head. She might lightly touch or graze her neck, run her fingers along her throat, or play with her necklace. These movements are purposeful, drawing your attention to one of the most sensitive areas of her body. The neck display isn't accidental. It's her way of inviting your gaze while projecting trust and openness. The context amplifies the meaning. If she exposes her neck while maintaining eye contact or flashing a soft smile, the message becomes even clearer. Her body language is speaking in a language of intimacy, one that transcends words. These signals, subtle as they may be, carry powerful messages. Paying attention to the small details, a shift of posture, a touch of the neck, or a deliberate glance, can reveal the depth of her attraction. By tuning into these cues, you'll understand the silent yet unmistakable language of connection. When she plays with her hair, sweeping it to one side, she's drawing attention to an area associated with intimacy and softness. Don't underestimate the power of context. If she's laughing softly, tilting her head, and touching her neck, all while looking at you, that's not just friendliness. It's a cue, inviting you to lean in, both literally and figuratively. Now, here we are at the one sign that almost guarantees her interest. It's subtle, but once you notice it, you'll know exactly where she stands. Sign 10, heavy breathing or chest emphasis. This one is physical and impossible to fake. When a woman is genuinely aroused, her breathing changes. It becomes slower, deeper, and more noticeable. You might see her chest rise and fall more dramatically, especially if she's laughing or in close proximity to you. Sometimes, this is paired with subtle movements meant to draw your eye. She might arch her back slightly, accentuating her chest, or adjust her top in a way that highlights her figure. These gestures aren't random. They're subconscious ways of saying, "Look at me." Here's the most telling part. This shift in breathing often happens in response to your presence. If her breathing wasn't this noticeable when she first walked in but changes once you're near, it's not a coincidence. Her body is reacting to the chemistry in the room. Understanding subtle cues of physical attraction, such as body language and gestures, can enhance how you navigate relationships and social interactions in today's world. Women often express interest in ways that are more implicit than direct, relying on ancient, instinctual communication. Recognizing these signals like lingering eye contact, deliberate physical touch, or open body posture helps you connect meaningfully without misinterpreting intent. In modern life, these insights can encourage mindful interactions where you respect boundaries while being attuned to the unspoken. If a woman leans in or adjusts her posture to face you, it's a sign of engagement, not a definitive green light. Instead of reacting impulsively, take it as an opportunity to foster genuine connection through thoughtful dialogue and shared comfort. These cues should be treated as starting points for building trust and rapport, not as guarantees of mutual intent. Today's relationships thrive on respect, emotional intelligence, and open communication. Use your awareness of subtle body language to complement your emotional and conversational skills. Approach situations with kindness. Be observant yet considerate, and prioritize creating safe, comfortable environments for all involved. By balancing attentiveness with respect, you'll deepen connections and avoid assumptions, nurturing relationships that are authentic and fulfilling. Now you've seen the signs that reveal her physical attraction. Don't let these moments slip by unnoticed. Understanding these cues can change everything. Thank you for staying with us until the end. If you are looking to grow in life, don't forget to show some love by clicking the like button and subscribing. This supports the channel and allows me to continue creating content for you. Leave your thoughts or comments below. Feel free to express yourself and stay positive. See you next time.